God has a structure, a word for creation, which concerns how he made it, its orderliness. He's got an order for it in marriage, which Paul talks about later, in our work, in our rest. And that word of God still impinges upon creation, and it's calling it back to what it's meant to be and one day will fully become. That's the structures God has established. And those structures abide. When Jesus was asked about marriage, he didn't say, well, I've got a couple of cultural paradigms for you to consider. He says, it was not this way from the beginning. But rather, from the beginning of creation, God says, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. Those are the structures. But there's a directional aspect to reality as well that's been distorted and misdirected by our fall into sin. So there's structures that God has established by creation, and then there's the direction of hearts and lives, distorted by sin, misdirected, which now in the gospel, in principle, Paul is telling us, has been renewed, has been redirected to obedience to Christ, so that we live in the times of subjection, where things are being made subject to Christ.